Let me tell you a little story. Today I was writing some code and it didn't do what I expected it to do. That's the story. End of the video. Thank you. Come again. More of a real story. I just kind of got through school. I don't know. It's been like 5-6 months ago since I graduated for CS, computer science. Now that I'm actually working in a company and writing code with the company and other people use it and stuff, and it's like it needs to be dependable. Yeah, you need to test your code thoroughly. So you spend a lot of time writing test cases and thinking up a lot of different scenarios it might be used in and making tests with those scenarios. Why is this important? And also, I didn't really know how to do it other than, okay, so I don't know, I write a main that uses the code I wrote or something. And this has been really, really valuable to me since I started my job in the real world. No longer coding for a professor. See, these projects they give you in school, they don't really matter that much. You can kind of wing them, and as long as they're good enough to pass, you're like, all right. But that doesn't work in the real world. If they're just like, if they have a bunch of errors, they don't pass at all. It's like you got to go back to the drawing board and spend more time on it. It has to work right, otherwise nobody can use it. And I think maybe some schools do teach this better than others, but if you have the cases that it needs to pass, like, and then you write the code towards it, you're good. I had one class that did this, except it wasn't like you would think. They did it in the most overwhelming, nonsensical way ever. It wasn't even comprehensible. And I think maybe like one student understood it in the whole class. So I think a lot of professors go way too far with this stuff, and they just need to provide a few simple cases for people to get kind of used to doing it. But like the first time I had to actually pass a bunch of test cases in one of my classes, it was like 80 test cases. And I was like, what do these even do? And they weren't just the same thing. They were like, I don't know. It was just overwhelming. You should start with, I don't know, say your first few projects. Your professor should hand you some input and say he expects this output. That would make a lot more sense. So today something happened where I was rewriting some code and doing, just making some changes. And everything seemed pretty good, except one case was failing. And then a little later down the line, another case was failing. And soon I isolated it to certain 5 cases that were failing. And then I looked at all those functions, and all of them used something in them. And I isolated it down and corrected the thing, and then all the tests pass. But what you don't know is there were about 40, I think it was 49 other tests that passed fine. So it was just these 5. So it's important to cover all your bases when you're writing test code. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think it's just me, because usually when I experience something, I realize that about everybody is experiencing the same thing. So if you want to see a video about writing test cases, leave a comment. And I hope this video helps someone out there. Peace out. Okay.